Hi, my name is Steve Bowler, and in this video I'm going to be configuring generic routing encapsulation, or I'm going to be configuring a GRE tunnel, as it's more commonly referred to as. And I'm going to show you guys the basics about GRE and how it can be used effectively. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to set up some routers for to mimic the ISP network, and then I'm going to have my routers, my two customer routers here at the ends of the GRE tunnel. Okay, so what we're going to use here is router 1. We'll give it a loopback address of let's see here, 1.1.1/24, and then we'll have on the other end of the GRE tunnel 2.2.2.2/24 for router 2, and then in the middle here we will have our ISP routers. Let me go ahead and rename these guys here. This one's going to be ISP1 and ISP number 2. And this should be a pretty easy lab to configure. All we're going to do is go ahead here and create our links. We'll go ahead and create between router 1 and the ISP a fast. We'll go ahead and just create the links between the ISP and the customers. We'll make those fast Ethernet, and then we'll just make a serial connection between the ISP routers. Okay, so next what we're going to do is we'll go ahead and do our addressing. So from customer 1 to ISP 1, will just give us an IP address of let's just do 200 network, 200.1.1.0/30 on this side. And over here on the other side, we'll do 200.1.1, or we'll do 200.1.2.0/30. And in between the ISPs, we'll just go ahead and give ourselves the IP of 200.11.22.0. Okay, so we've got our generic, we have all of our IP addressing assigned. So now all we need to do is go ahead, and what I'm going to show you with GRE, with the GRE tunnel, is we're going to tunnel router 1's loopback and router 2's loopback. We're going to put both of those into OSPF, and we're going to, or we'll do EIGRP. We'll put both of those in, say they're on the same part of the same company. We'll put them in the same network, and then we're going to basically route between our networks over our ISP network without them even seeing any of the routes to our our 1 network or our 2 network. And that's what GRE tunnels are used for, basically to tunnel over networks that pretty much we don't want them to see, what we're doing on our backside networks, and we don't want them to partake in, our routing. So it just looks pretty much, they don't see it at all, and that's what I'm going to show you guys here in 1 second. So just give me a second. I'm going to go ahead and start the routers, and then we'll go ahead and start configuring the routing protocols and the GRE tunnel, and then that'll be it. Okay, all the routers have now been loaded, and I just went through and just changed all the host names on the routers. That's pretty much the only thing that I did. So if we go back to the diagram, just to show you, got router 1 with our loopback and our link out to the ISP. Then we have another ISP, well, the same ISP. That's just the router number 2 for that ISP. And then over here we have router 2, for our company, which they have the 2 network. So I forgot to put on here, we'll be using here loopback 0 as well. And we'll do that on router 1 as well. So we'll be using both the loopbacks of the routers to simulate our back-end customer networks. Okay, so we'll go into router 1. We'll go ahead and configure our loopback 0 interface, 1.1.1.1, give it a 7net mask /24, and then we'll go to our fast Ethernet, and we'll specify the IP address, which is, let's see, 200.1.1. We'll give it the .1 out of that /30. We'll do a no shut. Let me go back into GNS3 here real fast. I'll just put in the IPs so we know who's got what IP here. Okay, so that's the, all the IPs that we have on our links. So now we'll go back into GNS3. So now that I have if I do a show IP interface brief, you can see that I have, router 1 configured. I have the loopback, and I have my fast Ethernet out to the ISP configured. So what I'm going to do now is go into, I'll go to the other company router. Basically my other company, edge router here is router 2. I'll go ahead and configure the loopback 0, the IP address of 2.2.2.2 with a /24 mask. Then I'll go to my fast Ethernet, and I'll configure my IP of what was that? Let's see, 200.1.2.0, 201.2.0, I'm sorry, 2.2, and I think that's a /30 on there. Yeah, okay.